Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, we're going to be talking about the San Antonio Spurs potentially trading away the number 2 overall pick, whether the Spurs should do that or not. Let's get into it. Yeah, I think this is going to be interesting to see what the San Antonio Spurs do with the 2nd overall pick. There are a number of superstars. Do you think they can package up this 2nd overall pick with all their other draft picks and young players to get a superstar to pair next to Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox, which would be very interesting for this San Antonio Spurs team. So let's get into it. The Spurs got the 2nd overall pick in last night's NBA draft lottery. The Dallas Mavericks got the 1st overall pick. The Spurs will be drafting in the top 4 again. After drafting Victor Wembanyama number 1 just a couple years ago. They almost got the number 1 overall pick, which would have been crazy to see, Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama, but the Spurs fell just short of doing that. Everybody's saying they think the NBA draft lottery is rigged. I'm not going to say I disagree with that, with the Mavs getting the number 1 overall pick with Cooper Flagg, but just keep in mind when you hear that, when you say that, just remember that if the NBA, just to me, if the NBA draft lottery was rigged, Cooper Flagg would be in San Antonio. The San Antonio Spurs would have got the number 1 overall pick last night if the lottery was truly rigged. And I don't know. I can't tell you guys. I don't think it's rigged. I don't know if there's really one way to prove if it is rigged or not. But this pick would have gone to the Spurs if it was truly rigged. Talk about ratings that the Mavs will have. That now that they have Flagg, AD, and Kyrie, or the ratings, or the fact that Adam Silver made some deal with Nico Harrison. I don't know. That's just crazy. But I'll tell you, NBA ratings would be on a crazy level up if you had Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama playing with each other. So each time you guys think that the draft was rigged with Flagg, going to Dallas, remember he could be in San Antonio with Wemby. But you know what? That 2nd overall pick could lead to some crazy, better NBA ratings. If the Spurs make a potential trade like they're rumored to. Giannis Antetokounmpo is one guy you could package a 2nd overall pick with, and that's where I would say my answer. Yes, my answer is, do the Spurs trade the 2nd overall pick? Of course, you 100% package up the 2nd overall pick with a package of young players and other draft picks if it is to get Giannis Antetokounmpo. But the question, if Giannis is not in the here's what I would say. If Giannis isn't in the question, what other superstars would you be willing to give up that 2nd overall pick? Would you look to Boston with Jaylen Brown and throw his name up in the air? Because that's something I'm wondering. Because, there are these rumors going around if Boston's going to be big in the trade market this year. Now Tatum's injured. There's some money things they have to be concerned about. There's some, money reasons they have to be concerned about with the apron. I think that Jaylen Brown could be in some trade talks this offseason. And if he is, do you trade that 2nd overall pick and a package of players and picks for Jaylen Brown? How many other players are there outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo that you'd be willing to trade this 2nd overall pick for? Honestly, you have a chance to get a great player from Rutgers at number 2 overall, whether it's Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper. To me, the better player is Dylan Harper. The better fit is Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey, to me, is the better 3-point shooter. Being the better 3-point shooter would be great next to great next to Victor Wembanyama, especially if he might become a better facilitator as his career goes on, seeing more double teams. But at the same time, it would be great. I think it would be great if this Spurs team had a great, playmaker alongside Victor Wembanyama and Dylan Harper. I think there are a lot of times I'm watching the San Antonio Spurs and I see some of these other players next to Victor Wembanyama make some terrible mistakes not getting him the basketball. That's one thing that Dylan Harper would not do. So I think either one of these Rutgers players, Harper or Bailey, would fit really well into this Spurs organization. Just the one that I think would play more would be Bailey. Harper, he'd be going on a team that has De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle. They've got Devin Vassell. They've got a list of guards on their team already. So, but that'd be interesting. I don't know who they trade the second overall pick. Here's what I would ask you guys in the comment section. Outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo, how many other superstars are there out there that this Spurs team should be willing to give up the second overall pick? Is Jaylen Brown one of those guys? How many other superstars are there on the list outside of that is what I would ask. But I think the Spurs should lean to trade this second overall pick if Giannis Antetokounmpo or Jaylen Brown are two guys that could be involved in the deal. Let me know your thoughts on this second overall pick potentially being traded in the comment section, and peace out.